Hey, how's it going, guys? Carson back here with yet another haul. This time, we're back from Heroescon 2025. My flight came in last night, so I figured why not use this opportunity to open the live stuff back up. I'm not even paying for it anymore. The little StreamYard guy, Duck's still sitting there. So, hi, Duck. Yeah, let's just go and get into things because it's hot in here. There's a ton to show. So, I'll start actually with some local shop pickups I had today because I figured why not throw these in too because I thought they were pretty good finds. So my shop was having pretty good sale today. They were having buy one get one free off a good chunk of stuff, and then they had a bunch of dollar books. They were buy one get three free, essentially making them a quarter a piece. So I picked up a couple sets because at this point they didn't put anything out new because they want to be basically giving it away. So obviously it was an inventory clearing sale. And because of that, most of the good stuff had probably been already sold throughout the last few months. So got this Madman Comics 1 through 3 set. So kind of matches the free shirt I got at Heroescon. And I got a chance to meet the All Reds, which I'll talk about here in a little bit. And I was actually starting to look to pick up a few of these comics. So I figured 3 for $5, good opportunity for that. The other set I basically bundled in with that. So I guess that makes these it says complete series, but I think there's a 5th issue that's not in here. So almost $1 a piece, but not quite at $5 for the set. So I got 1 through 4. Issue 1's the second print, which I actually didn't know when I purchased it, but whatever. I like Daniel Warren Johnson's work that I've read for the most part, so I figured why not go ahead and pick up Beta Ray Bill, which I haven't read from him yet. So that's been on my list for a second. And then I ended up getting 8 books for essentially quarter a piece. So I got From Beyond the Unknown. It's number 18 for a quarter. I tried to, if it's like early Bronze Age and it's not falling apart for a quarter, of course I'm picking it up. Mr. Miracle, number 14. I may already have this. I need to start monitoring what issues I'm missing from my Jack Kirby run on Mr. Miracle. But I wasn't going to risk leaving a quarter issue there. That would have been really stupid in my opinion. Weird War Tales number 12 for a quarter. Figured why not? Slightly more beat up than I wanted, but hey, for a quarter, I'm not going to be too picky. Secrets of Sinister House number was at 14. I figured that was probably one of the nicer ones they had there, in my opinion. It's not falling apart at all. It actually looks pretty nice. Where Monsters Dwell number 20. I've never really gotten into this series, but usually Bronze Age horror, I typically buy up when I see it for cheap. Star Wars number 10, which I think I've bought and sold this in the past for a quarter. I knew someone was going to pick that up if I didn't. And then I got 2 issues of Wolverine Witchblade. I guess there's like a 1A and a 1B cover, the exact same issue, but I always like picking up cheap Mike Turner when I can. And he did not only the fun covers, but the interiors as well on that. So that's what I got from my local shop today. Now on to the comics I picked up at Heroescon. It's actually a surprisingly small stack for, being there for 2 days, but I was doing more of, just getting signatures and stuff like that. So the actual pickups I had, there was a vendor there that had some sets for sale. So I ended up getting Space Usagi 1 through 3. It was $10. I keep telling myself I'm not going to get into the Usagi side of the Ninja Turtles collecting, but I figured $3 a piece for these, or $3.33 a piece. I'm not going to find these anywhere else for that price. So of course, 1, 2, and 3 came with that. So probably actually give those a read. Space Usagi's always kind of annoyed me because one of the last issues of the Mirage run I had to pick up was the first appearance of Space Usagi, I guess. So because of that, it was like a $40 or $50 book. I have no idea why. It's still Usagi Yojimbo, I think. So, and then there was another vendor there, had basically just someone's collection, maybe his. Everything was just $5 basically. So had to rebag and board, but there were some nice options to pick from. So for $5, I got some early Bronze Age Flash issue 207. And there were other issues there I left just because they were falling apart, they were tattered, they were beat up. But the Teen Titans, usually I pick these up when I can, especially the best Cardi covers. So issue 14, really good Nick Cardi cover on that. Issue number 15. And then this one, I was surprised. It's not the best highest grade, but I was surprised this was left laying at the end of Friday for $5. The new Teen Titans #1. I had to pick this up just because I don't think I've ever actually technically picked this book up. I think the only other copy I had of Poor Man's Comics gave to me, and then I got it double signed over the years. But yeah, it's $5. I wasn't gonna leave that in there, and I guess we'll do one for old time's sake here. It's a newsstand. Where's the bay? There we go. Newsstand. Not that that mattered when the book came out, but you know what I mean. All right. So we got a few more here. There was another booth that was just everything was half off. Before I get to that, I do want to say hi. Somebody got a chance to say hi to at the con. We got Who Dat Comics and Movies in time for my one Turtles pickup from the entire show. What's going on, man? It says nice to meet you in person. Yeah, likewise. I was glad I finally got a chance to meet Who Dat because I know we both go to cons a lot and I've never met him before, and he was one of probably the first person to make me make a video here, and he referenced that when I met him. So that was awesome. Still real. Who would have thought? So nice to meet you in person, Who Dat. Glad we got a chance to speak finally in person. All right, so the two actual, actually these were on sale. What am I talking about? The first one was a Swamp Thing #2, which this guy had just everything half off. For better, for worse, some things were not a good deal. Some things were a stellar deal. So I don't know how this guy priced his books, but he said everything half off the prices. So this was $10. And sure, I already have this book, but this is a clean copy of Swamp Thing #2. So I know my other one is very tattered. It looks old, but it's the copy I have just to complete the original run, basically. So buy this as a $10 upgrade. The back is very clean too. Staples are nice and tight on the centerfold. So yeah, I mean, there's a couple defects, but nothing like too crazy or major. So for $10, I was very happy to pick this up. And then I would have felt stupid for leaving this book here. It was $15. But I know these can still sell online for like 30 or 40 on a decent day. And that's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1. From the 2011 run, which I think these have kind of cooled down a little bit since they've restarted the run again finally after 150 issues. But I know, there's collectors like me out there who, if they haven't ran filled this yet, or they're trying to get all 4 covers, this is the Donatello cover. They need to fill in like 4-issue ones and then all the variants and stuff. So would I prefer to find the crazy variants of this? Absolutely, sure. But for $15, like, I'm going to leave like a $30 or $40 book there. So, and I don't know why he had it in his other bins too, because I asked for his volume 2 and 4 Turtles, and he had like a special box of them. And I think the Raphael was in there for like 80. So he kind of knew what he had. So I was surprised he wanted to get rid of only this one for half off at 15. It was previously priced at 30. And last but certainly not least, found this for $10 if you follow me on Instagram. Me and my friends were having like fun collecting stupid, awful wrestling comics. So we didn't find hardly any that were reasonably priced because I think most of these should be like $1 or $0.25 because they're just not very good, as you know. But I found the entire set of Stone Cold Steve Austin 1 through 4 from Chaos Comics. They're all photo covers for what it's worth. I felt like I overpaid at $10, but technically that is cheaper. Slightly cheaper than the original cover price of $2.95. So I was happy with this purchase. We had some fun reading it in our Airbnb. Yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin 1 through 4. All right, we're going to take a sip of water and we're going to talk about some art. Because if I start with signatures, the art's going to be like the last few minutes of the video. So just to preview the amount of signatures I got. So there's that. So that's the amount of signatures. Oh, wait. There's another pile over here. So stuff they're charging now. This might be, I always say this, but this might have been the last time I go this crazy, signature collecting. Because it was a lot of work. It was a lot of money this time, too. I don't even want to do the whole math on it. But, whew, yeah, that was something. What was something? Actually, I'll save that for last to chain into the signatures. We'll start with the book because we haven't showed the book on this channel for a while. Now, I usually only get like one a year now in the book, if that. So, definitely very lucky every time I feel like I get something in here. And I guess I should also say I held on to the book for as long as I can because still collecting signatures in there. I got the All Reds somewhere in the mess. I think Ron Lim. He's right over wherever he's right there. So I got a few signatures in here at least this time. So usually, there's a few that like, hey, you want to sign the souvenir book? And there's like the handler's like, oh, I'll be $10 or $20. I'm just like, not gonna resell it. So, oh man, what's up, Great Legend? Take you for, or I need that as a thing on this. Yeah, I spent a good chunk of the weekend playing some Marvel vs. Capcom 2. We all ended up buying it on Xbox so we could play it online. So if you guys like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, hit us up, I guess. So nice to see the Great Legend. We're talking about sketches that I got at Heroescon, so I'll go ahead and flip. So for reference, the last one I got before Heroescon was the Arthur Adams of Magic, which was at C2E2 last year. So it was a whole over a year, pretty much 14 months since anyone's touched this book. And this year I picked Ron Friends to do a Thor in the book because I think for the price, he does some really good quality work, as you can see there. And I mean, he still had it for probably a full day because, he's a busy guy. He's got tons of books people want him to sign. So I feel fortunate that I was able to get on any sketch list for Ron Friends because, I think there were like 7-8 sketches behind mine Friday morning, and then this one got done like Saturday afternoon. So that tells me he had to do a lot of signing and a lot of talking, which is pretty cool to talk to. I feel like a lot of those older Bronze Age artist writers, they're very sarcastic, so they're very fun to interact with if you get their sense of humor. Next up, I went over to Ron Lim, and he had some pre-done sketches. I originally wanted to get something in the book from Ron Lim, but he was telling the person in front of me it's probably going to be a similar situation, full day, he's got your book. But he actually had a lot of nice pre-done sketches on his table to start off the con, because that's like the second or third artist I went to just because I saw there were 2 people at his booth as I was looking around. So I decided to get this Spider-Man from him, which I kind of forgot I got this. I had another Spider-Man going because usually I get like one character for like my walls and then one character, I could get the same character in my book. So I usually try to do duplicates. And at this con, I ended up doing duplicates, as you're going to see. So got this cool Ron Lim Spider-Man because I think of the pre-dones, this was the best one available for the price point. He had other like busts, full figures, but those were way out of my price range for the money I knew I was going to need to spend later down the line. Not need, but you know what I mean. So I got that. I thought that was the nicest one of what he had to pick from there. I will tell you in a private chat, Whodad. I'm not talking about sketch prices, but I'll message you on Instagram and let you know for sure. Hey, we got a visitor in the back because I sent out the Comic Core link. What's up, Drew?
What's up? How was Heroescon?
Let me level up here so I can hear you. All right. Hopefully this says not the stupid thing there. You think with all this money I spent, I would still get better headphones, but hey, whatever works. So what's new with you, Drew?
Not too much, man. I did some dollar bin diving yesterday, and I left all of it behind. It's in a hidden box in the dollar bin room, so hopefully it's there next weekend when the sale kicks in.
Awesome.
But if it's not, it's not. Picked up some fun stuff over the past couple of weeks, but no, I didn't go to the con, so I mean, come on. What else did you pick up? I saw that Superman commission.
Yeah, we're getting to that.
That was so dope.
Oh, here we go. That's what I was looking for. God, it's been so long since I used StreamYard as the host. I was like, I don't know how to do any of this anymore. I found out there was a night mode today, at least. So that's a lot easier on the eyes. But I was just kind of in the middle of showing some sketches. Actually, yeah, keeper of the night mode. I got this from Michael Dooney. I was gonna, he's a turtle artist for me, so I was going to probably get something turtles from him. But then I saw this Raven for like really cheap that he had a pre-done sketch of.
Oh, cool.
I mean, it was like less than $100, well under $100. So I'm like,
a little bit of Kirby crackle going on there.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. And it's on purple paper for Raven, and I have a Starfire downstairs that could use a Raven next to it.
Oh, so it's like the color is the paper itself.
Yeah, so like I guess in reference, there's white and purple,
just kind of like a lavender almost.
Yeah. So I was, of course, I ran out of frames, so I had to order some more frames off Amazon. So that's why it's loosey goosey right now. So I was happy to pick up that Raven.
Oh, I see. Who dat says how much was Ron Lim? You got a Ron Lim sketch?
Yeah, you just missed it, dude.
He's like one of my favorites of all time.
He had this pre-done at his table.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I was gonna get something in my book from Ron Lim, but I wanted to give it to somebody else, like Ron Friends. I got a Ron Friends in the book.
If you had your choice of Ron Lim characters in the book, why would you have chosen one of the X-Men 2099?
I was originally just probably going to get him to do a surfer because, like, that's the character I associate him with the most, which I'm sure everybody else does. But I'm like, he had a few, but I mean, with the hand and everything and the whip, I thought it looked a lot better.
It's cool.
Then, of course, I got a print as well. The reason I got this print is signed by Jerry Duggan, and I waited 3 hours in line for Jerry Duggan, so I decided to get more than just signatures.
Wow.
So, yeah,
I mean Conway.
Oh, I'm sorry. God. Jerry Conway. Thank you. That's why I invited you, Drew.
Hey, you're good.
I was going to flub up somewhere, but going
through
things so fast. And then, this was free at the John Romita.
I was thinking to myself, like, why in the hell would Jerry Duggan sign that? And I'm
sorry.
Wait
Conway.
a second. That's the other Jerry.
Conway. I waited 3 hours to meet Jerry Conway. We'll talk a little more about that in the signatures. Yeah, he had
a long line.
Yeah, I didn't plan it for 3 hours, but it turned into 3 hours. Yeah.
I think the misconception from somebody who wasn't there is that everybody who was sharing all their footage of the con was mostly doing it in the morning before everybody showed up. So it looked kind of like there weren't going to be a lot of lines.
Right. And then
Saturday,
though, was as busy as I've seen a con.
Really?
Friday was nice, and people were complaining about how busy it was compared to like a C2E2 or whatever. Like Friday was real nice, in my opinion. But Saturday, it was tons of lines, a lot of people over there. Here's another sketch I got from an artist named Kaibar. He does a lot of his art on black paper.
That's original art?
That's original art.
That is fucking cool.
Yeah, so this is one of my favorites I got. Very happy with that. So, like I said, as soon as those frames show up from Amazon tomorrow, this is going in a frame and going on a wall immediately. So I thought that was awesome. And I mean, very reasonably priced for the quality of work, in my opinion. We'll get more into John Romita Jr., but this is the sketch that came with my VIP meet and greet. So you get a sketch, a print, 10 signatures. I'll talk a little bit more about that meet and greet once I get to the 10 signatures I got, because I was there for 2 hours.
Really?
It was an interesting experience. I can't wait to talk about it. It was 2 hours, but I highly recommend doing it to those John Romita Jr. fans out there. Or if another artist does something similar, like, I highly, highly recommend it. It was actually really cool and a unique experience.
I love JR. I think it's such a bad rap.
Yeah, for sure. Got some free print. Like, this was with the VIP ticket. There was another one down there. It's
that's
far
cool.
away. Jenny Frizen did the official art print that was handed out for free. I feel like that's just like a copy and paste of a Wonder Woman cover she's done in the past. But hey, it was free. I think these are the last two sketches finally. We'll do the Jurgens last, of course. So I got Kelly Williams, which, for reference, this is actually a companion piece to a Dark Side I got from him 2 years ago. So when I messaged him and I'm like, hey, do you want to do a companion piece with Thanos? He's like, I think I can make that happen.
That's dope.
I thought about taking a picture, laying him up, but then I fell asleep and took a nap for 2 hours since I'm on my vacation. But it does actually kind of line up for them. I think there's like one line that's new on this, but all the other Dark Side lines actually line up pretty well for, me having the piece of art downstairs in my living room, obviously. So
that's dope.
I was very happy with that. I think he's a very underrated artist who, like, I saw on one of his socials, he was very unhappy at C2E2. I guess pretty much nobody went to his table the entire weekend at C2E2. So I was glad to see he had a few people there picking up sketches from him. And of course, last but not least, the grail piece, if you will, for my collection, one I've wanted for a long time. And this was my splurge of the show. The Dan Jurgens bust figure of Superman, taking the coat off to reveal the Superman symbol. So extremely happy with that. It's going in my living room.
Direction on that?
I kind of just saw a few online. Like, actually, the ones I saw online where he already had the Clark Kent face, glasses, maybe even the mullet. So I'm like, can I get something like bust with him, ripping the coat, revealing Superman? He's just like, I could do that. I do it all the time. So beyond that, I gave him no reference besides.
I love the symbol in the background too.
Me too. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, in addition to the bust, it just it makes the entire piece pop.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I was expecting like just Superman, not the. I agree. So maybe one day I'll take.
I mean, how much work does it really take for him to do the symbol?
Yeah, he probably did in his sleep.
Yeah, but that is definitely a nice touch. Really gives it a nice, well-rounded feel.
I guess my only regret on that piece is like there were so many good colorists there. Like Laura Martin was there and a few others. Like, maybe I should have took it to a colorist and just paid 100 or 200 extra bucks and just got it looking real nice.
Yeah, that'd have been nice.
All right, let's look at the chat. I think we're talking about Ron Lim. Who that said he would have done Gwynpool, and Legend says J.R. McScribbles. So I like his older work a lot. We're going to talk about that actually right now because this is the segment where I'm going to go long-winded about signatures forever because this was my stack, Drew. So I got a lot of stuff signed.
Damn,
I didn't even go Sunday either. So Saturday was a day where I was just in line.
You were home yesterday.
Yeah, I made it home around. My flight got delayed, so I didn't make it home until around 8. So if we had the Airbnb for one more day, I probably could have just went to the show on Sunday.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's probably for the best because I didn't spend any more money at the show that way. Because
fair enough.
I took a lot of money. I didn't leave with a lot of money. Let's just put it that way. So back to John Romita.
Did you do better in Carolina or Vegas?
I mean, probably did better at Carolina because Vegas, I don't gamble, so I didn't win any money, and everything was just. I have nothing to show for except for like I was at WrestleMania, the T-shirt. Oh no, I miss Boston Chris. Man, I miss so many people at this con. I'm sorry,
man. There's a picture floating around. I think Houdat posted it. It was Houdat and Boston Chris and BLC.
I did see BLC as well, and I saw Houdat. I at least got to meet 2 people. Man, what's going on, Boston Chris? I hope you had a good time as well. Dang, I missed him. I missed Voggs too. I heard Voggs went. He showed his.
How did you miss Voggs? Voggs.
I know.
Voggs was the mayor of Heroescon. That's what I heard.
So I don't know if there were like meetups or whatever, but I ended up missing a lot of. My buddies wanted to go explore Charlotte, so we did a lot of that too. How dare we explore the city we're going
visiting? Yeah.
Anyway, I got some John Romita Jr. stuff because, like I said earlier, I did the VIP meet and greet, which I guess they call it was kind of a unique experience because it was almost like a panel / signing. And by that, I mean, like, they invited you up to a VIP suite with like 40-ish seats. And you just sat there, listened to them talk, and then they would call up people one at a time to come, sit next to them, get their stuff signed, and all that stuff. So somehow, like, I was like reverse Royal Rumble luck where I was like 29th entrant out of 30.
There you go.
So I ended up sitting through the whole thing, essentially, because, like I said, I ended up not going to go greet him, sit next to him, get my stuff signed until the 29th spot. The only thing that really, really sucked about that is the first people, like, basically, like if you pick Spider-Man for your character, which I did because I felt like what I've seen in the past, that's the one he puts the most work into. So unfortunately, because of that, I had the final Spider-Man no one else wanted in the room. So the one you saw earlier, that's why I got that one. I still enjoy it. I'm still glad to have something that he, did art on. But yeah, it was just like, probably 10, 12 other people looked at it like, I don't want it. I want this one instead. So you know how it goes. Yeah, man, I was looking for books. I was looking for signatures. A lot going on. Like, this is like one of the most like overwhelming con experiences I've had in years. Because nowadays, like, I got so much stuff and I met so many creators that, there's not a ton left for me to want to do, collect, so on and so forth. But at this con, there was a ton of people I hadn't met before, and we'll get into that as we go along because I got a lot to show. So I picked this stuff to get signed by John Romita Jr. He also signed my sketchbook as the 10th signature, but he was nice enough to do a full remark for free on the issue 36, and I already had this John Michael Straczynski signature on it from like decades ago, whenever this book
Babylon 5
came out. So I wanted to get a Scott Hanna on this, but I just never got a chance to actually go to his booth and pay for a signature for that. So I could have got all three, but oh well, you can only get what you can get. I had to get a Daredevil, so I thought this cover looked cool, so I just picked it out of a box.
There you go, Fall of the Mutants.
Yeah, so thought that was one of the best covers. And I started since I had to get 10 signatures, I started pulling X-Men out of the box. So I got 2
that's a good
signed. One. Newsstand. The 200 Trial of Magneto, had to get that signed.
Classic.
As I cover up the signature. 184. Cover. He signed it over there. Had to get Dazzler, of course. I already had that signed by beautiful. Claremont. So luckily, I got a free Claremont on this years ago before he started charging for signatures. So now I got double sign on that.
He was there too, right?
Yeah, he had a huge line. I was actually going to go try to get some stuff from him, but I had to sacrifice that weight for other things. So Bob Layton signed this years ago. I got Romita this show. Kick-Ass got that double sign now. So Millar signed that years ago at a Wizard World, and now I got JR on it.
That's cool.
And then I ended up getting 2 signatures on the show. So this is now like whatever I signed times 5, however you want to term that. So I got Klaus Janson to sign this. JR on the Sun there, and then it was already signed by Greg Pak, Mike Turner, Peter Steigerwald for the Aspen cover. So,
dang.
Yeah, five signatures on this bad boy now. So I had to rip this off my wall to take it.
The
spot up there for it. So that was my Romita Jr. experience. I highly recommend it.
Nothing from his New 52 Superman run?
No. We
didn't like that?
There. I think the dude who was 30 was a DC guy, so he only took like that stuff.
Really?
Yeah. So there was a dude in front of you who would have loved to talk to you about John Romita Jr. on Superman.
I actually really enjoyed it. I thought that it was that story was kind of Jeff Johns did it, and it was minimalist.
Yeah.
So it was kind of just like big fight action sequences. So not too much to read into. Yeah. Ooh, look at that.
Yep, I was gonna get this double sign, but Lee Weeks didn't have a signing scheduled for me to. Like he had signing scheduled, but I had to go to other signings I wanted to go to, so I had to miss out on Lee Weeks. But I got Klaus on there, sign it in Gambit Gold, so that was nice. So at least I got one signature on this newsstand copy. Boston Chris says Sideways Superman, LOL, and yeah, there was a ton of good books ever. I feel like I only scratched the surface on the vending side of things. Like I looked through a decent amount of books on Friday, but I feel like like I said, I didn't have time. I got Jenny Frison on 3 books. She's doing 3 free.
Oh, nice.
So I got Miss Marvel #1. No one knows she did this variant.
I was not aware that was a Frison.
You read the fine print on the corner right there.
Right on there.
Got her name right on there.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I thought that was cool. And then I just got a couple Poison Ivies I didn't already have signed. So
who dat in the chat rubbing it in? He's got his Gold Gambit 3 times signed.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the main reason I took that book, because I'm like, well, I get the whole team in one go, and then they're kind of so spread out and everything. I don't think they really that were, but like every time I'd start walking, I saw something. Oh, I could do that, or I could go get a signature on this. So yeah, I should have planned a little better. But yeah, got Al Milgrom on the Rocket Raccoon Hulk issue.
Oh, what a great book.
Al was really fun to talk to. He's another one of those like crazy, sarcastic Bronze Age creators that was just very sassy and a lot of fun to talk to, basically. So he had fun. I was telling him mainly about Firestorm, and we'll segue this into Jerry Conway, because these are the books that I waited like 3 hours to get signed. That's actually where I met Houdat. Once I got out of Conway's line, went and met Milgrom, I actually was walking back by the Roy Thomas line, because I wanted to meet Roy Thomas as well, but his line was out the door too, because he was Saturday only. And I was like, hey, I think that's Houdat waiting in that line. So he was kind of trapped anyway. So I went and said hi. We linked up there. And yeah, I got these double signed at least. So I could have got the inkers to sign them too. But like I said, the funds were a little hurt by this point. So I just got the 2 signatures, the Milgrom and the Conway on each of those. So I had to get the 1 through 3. And then I also got Jerry Conway to sign the Spectacular #1. So the story on his line is, he's up there in health. He's a cancer survivor. He's not exactly able to sign like very fast. And, he did obviously the first appearance of Punisher too. So, I mean, most everybody in line, I think it was just getting first Punisher's facsimile signed. So his line was from one wall of the con all the way back to the other, minus, the gaps that left for the actual aisles.
Did he charge extra for the facsimiles?
I hope so.
That's hilarious.
Because there was a ton of them. The dude, like 3 behind me, had a wagon, and he had probably like 10 of the facsimile.
People with a wagon at a con, knock it off.
There were that would have eliminated
bring a rollaway luggage.
3 out of 4
knock
people.
It off. Backpacks, tops, and not like a big ass rucksack either that you knock into people 35 times a day with. And if you're bringing your kids, no strollers. I hate that at a con. It's the worst.
Yeah, Huda had the exact opposite experience as me. He had to sacrifice meeting Conway to meet Roy Thomas. I had actually met Roy Thomas one time before, a long time ago, before I started collecting a lot of the older books. So at least I got like 2 or 3 things signed by Roy Thomas in the collection, where I have 0 by Conway. So so I had to make a choice basically, because I wasn't going to waste my entire con in 2 lines. I had met the Allreds. They were really cool. Actually, I was showing at the top of the show, I had a Mad Men 1 through 3 from Dark Horse I picked up, because basically I went to his panel, or their panel, I should say, both of them. And they sold me on Madman. I could listen to that guy talk all day. He was very good. I wish I could have sat through the whole panel, but they had their only other scheduled signing for Saturday scheduled as soon as the panel ended. I don't know who schedules this stuff, but it sucks. So I had to leave the panel 20 minutes early to go get in their line to meet them. So, and it was a very quickly capped line too. Obviously, they've been advertised for almost a full year on this show. So all the Madman fans were up there. They were chatting for like almost 10 minutes on end. It was a very slow moving line, and not to mention the fact that Mike likes to talk. He's very chatty as well. So it was really cool getting a chance to meet them and go to their panel. They were doing.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, I had to do this one. Me and you have talked about
this. Did you get Slot to sign that yet?
No, actually, this came out after I met Slot. I've only met Slot one time.
You didn't meet Slot in Baltimore with us?
I guess not. I don't think I was there for that for some reason. I must have been like at the booth or something doing some sort of interview. But no, I didn't get a chance to get a Slot on any of these. Which
I got Slot on my #1 and the Mobius. But I have not met Mike Allred since I got that book signed. So
yeah, that's the first time I ever met the Allreds. So that was like one of my I need to get this at this show, and I had like a very tiny window of opportunity, because I guess their flight was like super delayed on Friday, so they weren't even there till the end of the show. So I was only going for they probably were there on Saturday. But
big fan of Mike Allred's art.
Who that says the wagon's not getting away at this con? Way big. Yeah, the aisles were really. Like I said, Friday wasn't bad. Saturday felt a little tight in some of the aisles. But I think that's because there were so many lines of just people standing around. Got this double signed. I wasn't originally planning on getting this one double signed, but it's what was in my backpack when I got my Dan Jurgens.
There you go.
And he actually got it done a day early. I forgot to mention that. So he was like working ahead somehow. So I got Dan Jurgens with a very beautiful like white paint pen signature on that. And then I got the best wishes, Ron Friends, at the bottom, of course. I never got a chance to go to Rubenstein for some reason. I don't know why. I just never got a chance to go over there, and he did a lot of books I took. So, yeah, this still glows in the dark, by the way, which will probably for the rest of time glow in the dark. I got a chance to meet Josh Middleton. He was the first table I went to as soon as I got to the show.
Nice.
Just because he's another one I've never had a chance to go and meet before. So I felt like I had to, because I've been a big fan of his work just as much as your Frizzens. Even your Mike Turner, stuff like that. He's been one of my top artists for a while, so I had to get the Serenity variant signed.
Sure,
River. So had to get that one signed at least. It's one of my favorite covers he did. I just picked a random other one out of the collection. So I had this Wonder Woman he did, signed in red. I have my Batgirl 23 slab. I didn't feel like cracking it out, so I took the Bird City foil C2E2 variant to get signed instead. So. And then he did hardcovers and trades for free. So I had the Shazam Superman first under, he signed this one for free at least. The others were like $10. So felt like I just needed to get something signed from him. So I was very happy to go.
I mean, that's not bad. Get out of there for $30.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I thought about getting a print, but they're like 12 by 18. And I think they're like 50. Yeah, like him and Frizen like had some expensive prints. Like Frizen's raised her prices to $50 per print, which I'm guessing is because she wants to maintain. Yeah, I think that's to maintain the paper quality because she uses like that. I forget the type of paper, but Middleton, I think they were just 12 by 18, and that was it. They're printed on standard paper. So I was like, I don't need to spend $50 on that. Yeah, Boston Chris said it felt pretty nice in there, which I think it did for the most part. Yeah, Saturday morning was bumping in there though. I got Spider-Man 26 double signed. Had to get some DeFalco's, so I got a Tom DeFalco signature there. Got the old best wishes Ron Friends down there, and I also had him sign the Spidey 268. So I got that double signed. Probably could have took a little bit more for Tom DeFalco, but I didn't. I forget how much he was charging, but I think it was like more than 10. So I didn't want to go too crazy there. But Friends was pretty. Maybe he was a 10 and Friends was 5. I forget, but I got like one more Friends there. And Drew, you like this next one, Ron Lim.
I like that last one.
Yeah, going back to Ron Lim, man, he was so nice and friendly. And there was like for some reason him and Jim Starlin had no line Friday morning, so I just decided to get this double signed. Right on the surfboard. So I had to get my 50, and it's a third printing. I didn't even know this third printing existed until like about a month before the con. I found this at Half Price Books. So I'm like, yeah, I'll take the third print. Why not? It's probably rarer than the first. So I swapped those out, got that double signed. So I wasn't originally planning on meeting Starlin again because his signature is a bit pricey, but I'm like, he's right there with no line. Like, why not? I got Lim on the 75.
Beautiful.
Around the surfboard. So
beautiful.
I was happy with that. And it's still a very nice, shiny condition. I can't remember if this is my original copy or not. I bought this when I was like 10 or 11. I told them the whole story. Like, when I saw these gimmicks, I had to have this book. When I actually read it, I needed to get more Silver Surfer. And they like that story. And then Spidey Unlimited, I think this was another one I was going to get signed by DeFalco and decided to leave it in the bag because I didn't want to dig it out.
I don't think Ron Lim gets enough love for how great his Spider-Man is.
I mean, considering how he had no line and no, like, I mean, maybe he goes every year and that's why, but yeah, he was very easy. He was very approachable. You just walk up to his table and talk to him most of the show. So yeah, he was awesome. Michael Dooney was there, Turtles artist, so I had to take some Turtle books. He had a couple free ones. I already talked about the Raven earlier, but
I mean, remark on there?
He did a remark on every comic I gave him. So he did a little Turtle, so he didn't have to do that, which is very nice. And the first couple were free even. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep. Once again, another one of those like sarcastic, cagey creators. You know, he's just like, hey, man, I'll do whatever you want as long as you pay me. Because I was talking about, maybe doing something in the book, and I saw that Raven. And he's like, I don't really care if you like it or not, but you're paying me, so that's awesome. And then he did this one in a blue paint pen, which I thought was nice. So yeah, I was debating on getting one of these signed next weekend because there's a con near me in Indianapolis where the all 5 of the voice actors are going to be there. So I don't know if I want to take this copy or another copy or no copies at all because those are expensive signatures. But I think it'd be cool to get on this.
The movie voices or the cartoon voices?
Cartoon, including April.
You need to get Corey Feldman.
Yeah,
he's too busy doing Michael Jackson dances.
No, I think he's doing. I think he just did a con this weekend somewhere. Actually, I saw someone post his rates online. Feldman's doing cons. Yeah, and then we're finally at the end of the pile. Good conclusion. We got Laura Martin on the first 3 issues of Astonishing X-Men, and nice. The main reason I wanted to get these signed, I also had them signed by the late great John Cassaday down there. So there's Laura's signature. She needed a new pen or something. So got these double signed at least. I'm never going to get Whedon to sign them, obviously, so it's kind of nice to have 2.
You might.
3.
The mighty have fallen. He might have.
Yeah, as I say, he might wash up into a con eventually. Yeah. Some of these guys are starting to come back to the cons. So I had to get those signed, but I think her color work on the, as collectors, sometimes we don't focus too many times on the colors, but when I think of Astonishing X-Men, I think of like the colors and the shading along with the Cassaday artwork. Like, these two complement each other very well, in my opinion. So I don't usually go get color signatures for whatever reason, but Laura Martin was the exception. I wish I would have took some sort of piece for her to color in, even though I was carrying around several things she could have done. So other than that, I think that's finally the end of all the books I got to show.
That's
Drew,
awesome.
did you get anything fun today?
Picked up a couple things yesterday. I picked up 3 issues yesterday. I got the Summer of Superman Virgin cover, which is a second print.
Oh, that's awesome.
I did pick this one up when it was the variant with the trade dress, but I figured it's there, it's cover price, might as well pick it up. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere really, but it could be a nice book in the future. I'm liking Superior Avengers.
Okay.
I'm liking just about everything Steve Fox is doing at Marvel right now. He's doing he did the last run of Spider-Woman, which spawned into the New Champions, which is actually a lot of fun. Weird little rip-off teenage characters, but it's like a Teen Titans book, you know? It's like you got a Moon Squire or whatever. It's like a Moon Knight kid Moon Knight, like wears like a baseball cap under his hood. It's weird. It's dumb, and I enjoy it. And I also picked up this variant for Godzilla Avengers.
Oh, okay.
Enjoying all of these crossovers. The one thing I will say for it, a lot of people are enjoying the DC Godzilla book right now. Justice League versus Godzilla.
I don't know how everybody can use Godzilla. It's kind of interesting, I guess.
Yeah, it's one of those things, man. People are using that property however willy-nilly they want. And that seems to be more tied into like the Godzilla comic book stuff with the Monarch and the movies and all that. Whereas like the Godzilla that's fighting the Avengers and the Fantastic Four is the Godzilla from Marvel's 70s comic book.
Oh, that's cool. I was wondering about that. Okay.
That's kind of the way that they look at it. So that's the continuity they draw from.
I did read the DC one with King Kong. I actually enjoyed that first volume. I'm gonna have to read that second one. It's kind of just like, well, it's just like obviously there's no continuity here, so you just do what you want. Like,
apparently it's a follow up to the first. The one that's out now is a follow up to the first one. So there is a bit of continuity there, but
that's cool.
I didn't read the first one, so the second one doesn't.
I can't remember. They end up killing a few characters. Like I think Guy Gardner gets eaten by Godzilla or somebody for some reason. It's like, well, he's then like Guy Gardner. Let's kill somebody off.
Did you hear that the theory now is that the with Lanterns, the Max series, it's supposed to be a murder mystery, and the thought process is that the victim of the murder is Guy Gardner.
Oh, okay. I always
they're going to introduce him as Superman and then kill him off.
I mean, I guess that explains why they could hire a guy like Fillion, so that way he doesn't have to stick around for a while, you know?
I mean, he is 1,000,000 years old at this point.
Yeah.
I like when Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen do stuff together.
Ooh.
And this is Batman and Robin, Jason Todd. The first one was really good.
Is that another one of those that's like outside of continuity, or is that worked into, or is it just like,
I mean, it's like it could be in continuity. Okay. It's like I don't think it really matters. It's just an adventure from their time together.
Okay. Yeah, anytime like Lemire works on a DC book.
These are like they're not huge, but they are square bound.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if you can.
Yeah.
So I guess it's gonna be one of 3 or whatever.
Sure.
But the last one was 3 issues.
Oh, okay.
Should I get the other one? Ultimates continue to be fantastic.
Yeah, that's
really good
that
stuff.
and Spidey are the main things I read at Marvel right now. I really like both of them.
I didn't read this yet.
I still need to read that too.
That Jiley cover is insane. I love that.
Yeah, I can't remember if I got that cover or a variant. It's like still in the bag downstairs because I bought my books from last week the day before Heroes. Actually, I might have bought them the day of Heroescon. So I got my haul and then packed my bags to go to Heroescon. So I never actually had a chance to read anything yet.
One World Under Doom has actually been really good.
Yeah, it's definitely.
You know how I feel about Marvel events, so
they're usually
take that with a grain of salt. But I've really been enjoying One World Under Doom. It's been good. Stephanie Phillips is writing this Phoenix series, and the art art caught some flack in the first couple issues for like some reused panels, some plagiarism or whatever. But half this shit's probably AI by the end of the day anyway. So who gives a shit? Kelly and Lansing are doing this Dark Phoenix the giant size with where they're basically time traveling Kamala Khan into all the greatest stories of the X-Men continuity. So giant size X-Men was the first one.
Yeah, I think I have that just one somewhere.
She time traveled back, and like Cyclops remembered her because they were on the Champions together when he was time displaced. So that was like kind of her link. But I will say, like, the art in this is just freaking spectacular. Like painted style.
Who did the art on that?
Lansing.
Oh, okay. Huh.
What's his name? Oh, no. He's a writer. Rod Reis.
Oh yeah, Rod Reis. Yeah, I got a commission from him a couple years ago. He's another one of those underrated guys at cons. Just never gets enough credit. That's awesome.
Yeah, really beautiful book. It's dumb, you know. It's like, what would happen if like Kamala was there when all this stuff happened, and
right.
But like these splash pages are just luscious. So it's like, you know, and the next one they're gonna do is like where is it here? It's like they show up in the Age of Apocalypse at the end of this. So it's like, they're gonna do Age of Apocalypse.
Know what the next issue is.
Right. And it's like that's what they're doing. They're just kind of jumping through. But and there's a really cool little backup with Phoenix. And I don't know who did the art on that one. Let's see. That one's pretty too. I don't know. I'm gonna put this away. But enjoying that. And it's like people are like, oh, Kamala Khan, you're shoving her in our books. It's like, shut up, Chad.
Yeah.
But I would say it's not the most highbrow of writing, but the art is really cool.
Yeah, it seems like they're just having fun with the character. Why not?
Tie-in.
Yeah.
This was just, I don't know if you're reading this Absolute Batman.
I'm a little behind, but I'm just reading them as they pop up on the Universe app.
Well, I won't spoil it for you because when you get to issue number 9, Absolute Bane shows up, and
okay, pretty much I'm on the Absolute Freeze arc still.
There's this. It's kind of like the next arc. So
okay,
I won't spoil it for you, but like, when Batman shows up and starts to fight Bane, everything he throws at him, Bane is just kind of like complimentary, and he's just like, "Oh, cute! Oh, cute! Oh, you came. Oh, nice style, bud." It's like, hey, good try, little fella. Like, it's so dismissive and disrespectful. It's hilarious.
I feel like the Absolutes, like that one is actually getting better, at least for me, than it started off as. Whereas, like, I think Wonder Woman's still the best one so far, whereas Superman is kind of just like on a level, like it's just been just as good, but hasn't gotten really too much better for me yet.
I think Superman's done the most to kind of expand the universe.
Sure, absolutely.
So I really like that, and I like Jason Aaron. So
right.
The Wonder Woman main artist is just not good. It's just not good.
I don't mind it. Hey. I mean, compared to like Dragota's work in Absolute.
But like, what am I reading? Preacher? Why am I gotta read this fucking? Who's that guy who did Preacher? He was terrible.
Steve Dillon, Garth Ennis on that book.
Steve Dillon. Like, stop paying people like that to do art, and hopefully they'll stop doing it. I've really enjoyed this.
Yeah, I've only read the first issue so
far. It's Jeff Lemire, so that's kind of why.
Yeah.
The Green Lantern, I read 1, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good on that. The Martian Manhunter, I read 1, and I'm like, I'll read this in trade. But the Flash, I'm in for the ride. I think that's
I'm gonna keep reading.
I think as far as quality, it's Superman, then Batman, then Flash. But
okay,
I can see why people aren't digging the Batman stuff. It's really working for me.
Oh, I need to get back into my Superman stuff.
Bro, it's not Superman anymore. The whole arc going forward in Action Comics is going to be Superboy, but it's Clark Kent Superboy.
Oh, okay. So they're going back in time with Action now too.
Yeah, it's like if it's not Absolute DC right now, and it's worth reading, it's Mark Waid.
Yeah. Is that who's writing the arc again? He's doing another Superboy arc?
It's Mark Waid.
I feel like he's already done that though, like multiple times.
He's doing World's Finest.
Yeah,
he's doing Justice League Unlimited
again.
He's doing Action. And let me tell
Dan
you,
Slott's new book in there too.
I have not read it yet.
Okay,
I haven't.
Same.
This is the fuck variant for 41, which that's still getting good.
Scotty Young was another one of those guys, huge line.
Yeah, that's what everybody was saying. Like insane line. Basically, he's just a writer at this point who does covers.
Yeah.
I did not win the trip to Hollywood.
Oh, I didn't know there was a sweepstakes, but my my local shop had a whole short box of those, so I'm guessing the odds aren't very good.
No, they're not. But there apparently are a couple different winners. Like, but it's on the. I have been looking for this book for forever, and now it's unattainable because it's first crypto.
Right.
But the only problem with this as a facsimile is the contest that's in the front page. But I'm not a winner. I didn't win the golden biscuit.
You know,
but you know what? Say what you will about my judgments on DC, the way that they do the paper and the printing in these facsimiles.
Oh yeah,
it's top notch. I wish that their Silver Age books were Silver Age size, but I understand what the cost prohibitions on that would be.
All right, now they're like busting out the Treasury facsimiles.
Yeah,
a little bit too much for me. Like, well, I think I got the Muhammad Ali one, but I'm probably not going to get any more of those.
If you're going to go all in on something and get a cover, foil cover or whatever, might as well be that giant size nonsense. Transformers still really good.
Oh, good.
Jorge Corona on the art, but you can tell that Warren Johnson's doing the breakdowns.
Yeah, I think we can get the hardcover edition on that. Image does really good hardcovers, so I'm all ordering that.
The free comic book day made me want to read the Void Rivals stuff.
Yeah,
and made me want to get into the G.I. Joe stuff more. But the Transformers is really the only thing that I've been digging into.
I mean, you get the Daniel Warren Johnson experience in that, so why not?
Yeah. And Runaways, they did a One World Under Doom Runaways book.
Yeah, I got that to read at some point.
It's Rainbow Rowell's Runaways, so say what you want about that. I kind of wanted to see what was going on in it. It's like Doom is rallying all of the stray Doom bots around the world. This is a Doom bot on the team, so that's the gist of it. Dr. Aphra, new series.
Oh,
man, is the art terrible in this book.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not a great cover compared to what I've seen on the other Star Wars stuff. I thought it was like an adventurers title at first.
The cover is not awful, but it's
compared to everything else around it.
I don't know.
Doesn't catch your eye.
It's like, it seems to me that some of the issues with this are in the inking. To me, like, it's just like some of it just looks muddied and like over rendered. Let me try to find the faces I was talking about. Here we go. It's like, yeah, is that Luke Skywalker?
Looks like what's wrong with his eyes?
What's wrong with all of it? It's like it's just like everybody's got like extra face lines.
Not a fan.
And it's like even the aliens and the backgrounds and stuff, they just look like over rendered. It's like over inked, and maybe that's what it is. But man, is it ugly! I could not read it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we've just been spoiled in the past with, like, your Salvador.
And all right.
Cassidays.
Gabriel Guzman is the artist, which means he inks his own work. So
okay,
no excuses.
Yeah, I was gonna say is
no excuses for this book to be that ugly, which is really really terrible. Picked up this Jeff the Land Shark.
Yep, had to get the
main cover, the Guihara.
Get some heels.
This DNA cover.
Yeah, I got that one too.
If it didn't have DNA on it already, it'd have DNA on it eventually. And the one that's really making my pants tight, the Grey Gland. So
I don't think I got that. I feel like I originally ordered that one, but I got the DNA one.
That's a ratio, so I think
it's a
1 in 25 or a 1 in 50, but it's a 1 in One in a million.
Oh, it's wow.
This is the A cover on Fairyland. I have really been digging this Wade Samney Batman and Robin year one.
Yeah, the first issue was decent. I never picked it up after that.
It's really enjoyable stuff. Saladin Ahmed is writing a Wolverine run that I don't hate, which is unique. You got an X-Men. Magneto's finally using his power to drive a decommissioned Sentinel.
Yeah, I fell way behind on X-Men again. I tried to get to those.
This McKay stuff is really good. I like the Stegman art of it all. He's not. He didn't do the interiors on this one.
Oh.
New Avengers.
Yeah, pick that up.
Did you read it yet?
Not yet. That was in my pile.
Oh man, it's got like one of my favorite sequences. Cool. Bucky and Widow are building the team, right? So they're like, "Oh, what are we gonna do?" The first thing they do, Bucky's like, "I know we gotta get first," and it's just like panel of like X-23's like claws going through somebody's head or like slapping somebody's face, and like it's like something about like she's the best there is at what she does, and Widow says like, "It's like, wait, isn't that the other guy?" And the next panel is just like her with like every one of her limbs with a claw going through a different dude's head. It's giant splash panel, and it's like I didn't call him, did I? So it's pretty dope. Beyond that, I could have given or taken this book, but X-23 being on the team gives me hope. Magic, this has continued to be good.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I figured you'd be picking up that book.
I like me some Magic. Death of Silver Surfer. This was good.
Yeah, I need to read that too. It's in my pile.
It's definitely worth checking out. Did you read Exquisite Corpses?
I have not.
So this is the second printing variant for issue number 1, which I picked that up. I picked up issue number 2. And there were a couple of ratios, but I didn't get those. I just got the cover price variant on that. Negative space.
Ooh.
Which I dug that. 18 had a Magic variant.
Well, yeah, you got
Dark Child. That. So yeah, Dark Child got to get that up. More Crypto. That's the one that I wanted.
Okay, yeah, I probably got the A cover on that one. Then. Is that Dustin Wynn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ryan North writing that, so I haven't read it yet, but he's doing good stuff in Fantastic Four and Doom. This is the Bring on the Bad Guys Guggenheim Doom.
Okay.
Mini series.
That might have been. I think I got that. That might have been had like the Eastman cover randomly. He did a Doom variant.
There were a bunch of different covers for that. I found this in a dollar bin the other day.
Oh, that's cool.
Like it still had the glasses with it.
Nice.
And I was like, why is this here?
When those originally came out, what were they, like $10 or something?
I don't remember.
Cover?
Yeah.
Maybe not even that.
It's on the back. And it's in the bag.
Like they were like stupidly priced for what they were.
And this was like, I think probably one of my favorite books that I picked up this week.
Oh, very nice.
Or last week.
Awesome.
But, yeah. A little Storm variant action. So that's all got to go in a box down here somewhere. Nothing signed, didn't need any celebrities or Vogues or anything.
Man, yeah, I figured Vogues would have a line, I mean, it's Vogues, come on.
It's Matt from Heroes for Hire Comic Book Club put a reel up of, it's like a little short of Cliff on Comics picking up Vogues and giving him a hug. And then he re-released it set to the music from Titanic.
That's awesome. Well,
it's like literally like a 2-second clip, and it makes me laugh so fucking hard.
That's really funny. I'm going to see who else went that I missed out on, apparently. But we're
a million people.
Yeah, we're about 1 hour. So thanks for joining me, Drew. So I get a nice water break in between sentences and between all of this chaos and fun stuff. So we'll let you guys go. Probably got a gimmick bumper. This'll do. To stand.